Does your partner always break promises and you are sick and tired of it? Ladies, do you break your promises? We are going to have a whole show about trust. It's going to be awesome. And by the end of this show, you are going to know how to manage that so the frustration and anger and resentment is gone. And we got all these comedy. Everybody wave. Hello, hello. We got the comedy team. We're going to have a lot of fun. See you in a minute. We are so happy to have you. This is the comedy hour and this is role playing. So here's the thing. If you have scenarios where you once you start hearing the scenarios, you'll know what type we mean. This is where your husband breaks promises. Type them in. Okay, let's go first with the comedy team. We're going to go right into our first scenario. Here's the problem. I'm giving you the problem and then you're going to give it to, and Siggy, your job is to give her a hard time. Okay, here it is. Your husband always forgets your birthday, your anniversary every time. Like, it's not like, oh, he forgot last year or he forgot when you were this age or that. Every time he keeps promising to get better in the future, but he still always forgets. Okay. So now you guys are sitting there and you're in the couch in the living room, or he's reading the paper at the living room. Do people read the paper anymore? Is that like an old, he's like on his phone. Okay, fine. He's on his phone doing stuff. And you come into the living room to tell him this thing that you're just sick and tired of it. Go.
Hey, Adam.
What's up?
So, today's the 15th and yesterday was the 14th, remember?
Babe, you've gotten so much better at math.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Aww.
Anything May 14th remind you of anything?
Oh my God. Summer starting.
Not that. And no, before you start, it's not something to do with the Mets either. Nothing
right.
about that either. Okay.
Seemed a little early for the Mets and for summer.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Can we just talk about?
I think I know.
Okay.
Your mother's coming in.
No, my mother's on the cruise in Europe. You knew she was on the cruise in Europe. It was on the calendar. It was on both the online calendar. It was also on the calendar on the refrigerator.
I'm not good with calendars. There's just a lot of numbers and there's a lot of dates and there's a lot of things on our calendar. So I just kind of
every single batting average of every single player on the Mets, but you can't tell me. Yesterday, did you not notice that there was a few boxes for me and the flowers that came in?
Yeah, I was going to ask, have you been splurging on yourself? Because I thought we talked about that credit card bill for a little bit last time.
Actually, we didn't pay for any of this. We didn't pay for any of this because you know why? Because my birthday is always May 14th. It never changes every year. Every year. Different day of the week, but always the same date.
Honey, it's, I really thought it was July. Today.
I really don't think you thought it was July because we've been through things and you got mad at me when I said myself.
I feel like the kids have been out of school for a bit because I haven't seen them. I thought we were in the thick of summer.
Just because you haven't seen them doesn't mean that they're out of school.
Well, where have the kids been?
Why don't you be home?
This is painful, right, Sarit? Is this painful?
Honey,
it hurts my feelings when you don't actually.
Okay, guys, hold on. Time out, ladies. The thing that's so real about this is exactly where it goes. Like, in other words, you guys have been back and forth. You've each had 10 or 20 things that each of you have said to each other, and you haven't even brought up it took till now to get to the point. You know what I'm saying? It's this loop to loop to loop to loop. But did you guys notice, like, as the conversation was going, the tension was ratcheting up and up and up. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Just me? Okay, no, right? The tension just gets worse and worse and worse as you're dancing around this whole thing. There's no, here's what we want to do. We want the genuineness to come out and just tell your feelings. Now, listen, you have to realize when you're not used to telling your feelings honestly and or right up the front or whatever, it's going to feel a little raw and his reactions may not be as good. But here's what I want you to try. I want to go back into this. Come from a place of your emotions. You know what I'm saying? Not you're wrong and I'm going to get you, but like, I feel hurt. When a man sees a woman being hurt, hopefully, if it is a healthy, stable person, he'll immediately want to come towards you. Whereas if you're accusing, he'll immediately want to jump back. So there's two issues you want to cover here in this broken promise. That's what this is. When a husband doesn't remember your anniversary and your birthday, it's broken promises. It's like you get married to somebody, that's kind of like their job. But here's what I want you to know. 99% of men do not do this well. They just don't. I don't know why. Like you said, he can know all of the Mets scores. He can be great at calendaring and have things booked out for 5 years in advance. But it's for you to be mad at him for something that is so common in men. Here's a better solution. For you to remind him 2 weeks before your birthday, a week before your birthday, the day before your birthday, the morning of your birthday. Women resist doing this because they feel like he should, right? He should know how, come on, give me a break, or whatever. Maybe you can put a reminder on his phone, or he can put a reminder on his phone, or whatever. Maybe that's a better solution than this. But rather than being so livid that he doesn't remember, realize that's how guys are. I'm going to assist him. If you had a kid who had a disability, they couldn't do math, the brain didn't work that way, you'd help them, you'd walk them through, you'd do flashcards with them, whatever. Maybe they would never be good at math, but you would assist them. When it comes to our husband in this area, we don't feel like an assistant. We feel mad that he isn't the way we think he should be, but no man is. I mean, it's like a joke already that he forgets, men forget birthdays and anniversaries. So go with it. Just go with that flow. Let him off the hook. Buy yourself presents, give them to him to give to you. And if that doesn't work for you, many women who I've told that to are like, really? But try it. The guy loves it. He knows he's getting you something you want. And for the wife, you get the present at the time you're supposed to get it. And that resentment and anger for years disappears. So let's just go back into it. Taylor, your job now is to come to him with two things. One is to get your emotions up there up front and no wagging the finger. And the second thing to do is to cut the guy a lot of slack with birthdays and anniversaries. And I get it. Maybe there's people who are listening who are like, oh, maybe I could give that up. I want to pick my battles. I'd much rather him not insult me in front of my mother-in-law. Let me work on that and let the anniversaries thing, I'll just buy my own present. But there's some people who are watching like, no, are you kidding? I could never do that. If you're that one of those people and you want that to be the main thing you want to focus on, good luck to you, because guys are not so good at it, but you're welcome to do that. But then other things you have to pick your battles. You can't have everything. Okay, Taylor, go.
What my favorite part of our wedding was?
When I broke the glass really well.
No.
I mean, that thing
really
shattered everywhere, just exploded. So strong.
Well, the Boba kept it in place. We were all set.
We were safe for sure, but it was quite a moment for me, quite a win.
But my favorite thing was when you gave that toast about the specialness of the 14th.
I did.
About how Valentine's Day and how your parents' anniversary, and now our anniversary, and then my birthday.
It's a great day. 14th. And my birthday.
Yeah. Well, since it's such a special day, and yesterday was May 14th, why don't we go out and do something to celebrate my birthday this weekend?
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
We got to celebrate.
It was so crazy yesterday. I mean, it was so easy. I mean, even I kind of forgot. I was so busy.
You know what? I remembered and then I forgot. And then I didn't remember again. And I definitely wrote it on a Post-it, but I have no idea where that
was really, really good. It was very soft and gentle. I thought where you were going with that is saying, well, that you made all this thing about the 14th and then you didn't, I thought you were going to clobber him. I was waiting for the bat to come down on his head. Not, whatever. So can I say violent? That's too violent. Okay. So I scratch that part, but I was waiting for you to, and you didn't. You said, oh, I was so busy. Yes. That was such a softness, a yummy. Okay. So carry on, just finish up with that. That's great. And then we'll go on to the next scenario.
Because just go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, you pick where you want to go and we will celebrate on the 15th. How does that sound?
I think that sounds very romantic and wonderful.
Yay! And you know what? You can pretend it's the 14th the whole night.
There we go. That was great, guys. It was good. The initial ratcheting up intention was so real. And that really helps us because it helps us to see where things go. And anyone who's watching would see, like, get to the point, like, when are you getting to the point, whatever. So that was really helpful. Okay, great. Let's bring the next team on. Let's go into scenario number 2. You're the husband, Julie. And Casey, your husband keeps promising that he's going to fix the front door handle. But anytime you remind him, he says, oh, are you kidding? After the day I had, I'm way too exhausted. So not only won't he fix the front door handle, and every time you put your key in and you're trying to turn it, it doesn't turn, and you have to, out. And then you have to, whatever. And it's going on again and again. And you can't even get into your own house. Okay. Every time that happens, he won't also let you hire anyone to fix it. So your hair is popping, and he keeps promising, but he keeps breaking his promise. Go.
Do you hear me knocking?
Yeah.
I'm knocking. I can't open this door, hon.
Yeah, the back door's open. You can just go in there.
I'm in the front with the groceries.
Okay, well, let's just bring it around the back. Help you load them in.
It's drizzling. Can we just fix this lock?
All the talking, you could have been in by the back now.
Honey, I have all these groceries. Can we just agree that you're going to fix this lock?
Yes, I said I would fix the lock.
Yeah, when? Next week? Next month? I
had to work overtime today. This is really not the kind of thing I need to hear at the end of my day. Okay. What I'd like to hear is what's in your grocery bag. You have something nice for me?
I do. It's going to be delicious. I really would
talk to me about it. But come in through the back. I'm listening to you through the door.
Can you help me with these groceries, please?
Yeah, fine. I'll go out the back door and help you load them in the back door.
Or how about we just take a minute and fix the lock now?
This is crazy. It's raining on our groceries. Get in here.
Wow. Ouch. This is really hard, right? Right? You have any thoughts, Sarit? Yikes.
That she needs to, I don't want to say because you don't like the D word. No, I'm joking.
To do work? Oh, what?
I said you don't like the D word, so I'm not going to say. But
oh, God forbid. Oh, we never say that.
That was my husband. I'd be like, okay, you know where you're going to your mom's
out the D mean divorce. You mean get divorced the guy like he's done, finished.
D meant door.
Dump. I was going to say
dump. Dump.
Never
Okay.
divorce. We don't divorce.
We don't use that word.
I would dump the garbage on him now.
Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. So here's the solution. Okay. So first of all, that was so realistic and it was ouch. And the going in the back door, I'm like, are you joking? Like whatever that, well done. But here's the situation, Casey. I said it right. See, there you go. I can remember something for 3 minutes. Good on me. Is that you have there's something about accusatory tone and in the heat of the moment. So you ever notice a lot doesn't get solved? A lot of screaming might happen when these conflicts are right in the middle. There's a lot of screaming, a lot of tension, a lot of ratcheting up, whatever, but nothing really gets solved. So at the time when you're stuck outside the front door is not the time to negotiate when he's going to do it, when he had a hard day at work and he had overtime or whatever. That's not a good time to negotiate. So pick your timing very, very carefully when you're trying to solve these kind of challenges. That's the first thing. The second thing is, on a situation like this, you want to solicit Rahmanis. What's Rahmanis?
Pity, compassion.
Compassion. You want to solicit pity, compassion from your spouse, because it's like, have him see what it's like from your side. So if you're like, not at the heat of the moment, but like, you've eaten dinner, you're both sitting there on the couch and you're doing something, he's looking on the phone, you're reading the newspaper, whatever to people. Anyway. Okay. So when you're there, then you say to him something like, please help me figure out what to do. I don't want to have resentment about the front door lock anymore. can we just make some kind of agreement, like you're going to fix it within 2 weeks, and if within 2 weeks you don't fix it, then I can hire somebody, even though you think it's a waste of money? Or can we have another solution where, maybe I help you fix it, or if I bring out all the tools and set them by the door, you'll do it? Or maybe when your brother-in-law comes over, the two of you can fix it. Can we have a plan, just so that we don't just keep ratcheting it up and having problems? So you want to think of a solution and hand it to him on a silver platter. But again, you want to solicit from him feeling bad for you, not guilt. Guilt isn't really the best motivator, because it always comes back to bite you somehow. But having him see things from your perspective, and like, I don't want to be that nagging wife, really? Like, I've got to tell you 10 times to do the front door. Why? You don't do it in the mean way, but just have him see that it's not really nice to make you have to be the one to be his policeman to do the door. Okay, there you go. Go.
Hey, honey.
Hi.
I was just reading this article. It was really interesting. It was about safety in the house and how all the kids need to have an exit route for the house. And I was thinking,
Fire plan.
Yeah, exactly. A fire plan for coming out of the house. And I was thinking, maybe if we fix that lock, that could be a good strategy, because it's right out. They don't have to go up the hill.
Door.
It's raining. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking, because I've been really worried about it, really stressed. And I just thought maybe you could help me.
Oh, you're a little plenum. I don't like to see it stressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought maybe we could make a plan about the lock, because I really don't want to bug you about it, but I also, I want the kids to feel safe,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. No, I understand. I mean, I can do a lot of things, but fighting fires is not one of those things. So, okay.
You're my hero.
We'll make thanks. What's the plan? I gotta know.
Well, I thought I could get out the tools tomorrow. We could set them out, and then I could take photos of you fixing the lock, like my handy hero.
Oh, okay. You're gonna post those? Because I don't want Aaron the locksmith to get jealous.
Oh, but it could just be for us.
Oh, okay.
That's adorable. Adorable. Okay. Well done. Very, very well done. Also, could the people who are listening, could you see how her whole tone changed? It went from accusation beforehand, and now she's just kind of had a softness to her. Like, Julia, did you feel it? What had you turn?
Oh, it was like she was making it like a fun couples, even romantic kind of a thing. An opportunity for us to be together and for her to witness my prowess.
That's very, very good. And I think it's true, but also you're a woman. So I don't know if that would appeal as much to a guy as it would to you, because you're the man pretending you're the woman pretending you're a man. But
I'm laughing my mustache off. Okay.
Yeah, right. Okay, very good. Okay, next team, come on up and let me know, Sarit. She's waving at something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, somebody on Facebook said that the scenarios are so realistic and so funny.
Oh, that's great. Here we go. Here, Siggy's the wife. Okay, so and then Taylor's going to give her a hard time. Okay, Siggy, you and your husband have a standing agreement that if you disagree on how to handle something, like, something happens and the kids are all there, in the heat of the moment, you're supposed to tell the kids, we need to think about this, and we'll get back to you. And then you discuss it in private and then come out with your pronouncement. That's your kind of standing background agreement in your marriage. Fine. Your husband always just blurts out his opinion in front of them and then gets mad at you for backtracking his point in front of the kids. So he'll just blurt out his opinion, even though he can tell from your odd language, whatever, you take out your boxing glove, don't even say that word, don't go there. He goes there, even knowing you, he never follows this unwritten. It's actually a standing agreement that you've talked about many times, and he hasn't kept it. Okay, Siggy, go, you're on.
Hey, honey, remember our agreement?
She's going like this. Can you see, Maria? Oh, it's so funny. They're going. Okay.
Are you having trouble with your eyes? What's going on?
Our agreement in front of the kids, when we look at each other a certain way and don't just say whatever's on our mind.
I'm distracted by the spasms. What's going
Right.
on?
Okay, hold on a sec. Are you in front of the kids now or not in front of the kids? So the scenario should be after. Let's have
Okay.
the scenarios after.
Honey, did you not notice the wide eyes I was giving you and the big, big extra winks that we had discussed merely 3 days ago that we would do when we were supposed to take an opinion to the privacy of our bedroom?
Yeah, but there was no reason to do that. I mean, the answer was just right there.
The answer was not right there because
It was
I
right
don't
there. I
agree
said
with your
it.
answer. You said it, which is the biggest problem of all, because I didn't want you to say it. I wanted us to discuss it first.
But why would you ever choose any other way?
Mandy doesn't just get to go to her friend's house whenever she asks. That's not how this works. And we have just had this conversation. I think perhaps we need to get your memory checked by the doctor.
I don't think my memory needs to be checked. If it's right, it's right. I can't believe you didn't think it
It's
was
not
right.
I don't think she should be going on a random Tuesday night to her friend's house. She didn't finish her homework. She didn't finish her dinner.
She said
And
she was going to work on her work. What else was I going to do?
she is 6 years old. She doesn't work on her own time. And we have decided that we would wink at each other when we were going to go and discuss it in private. Do you remember this
That
conversation?
was not a wink. You used both eyes.
We said we'd wink with both eyes. We said
That's a blink. That's not a wink.
we said a double-eyed shut. That's what we said. We said wide eyes shut
We're
together.
going
tight.
hysterical here. Right.
That's what we had said. We had said twice. Then we said pull the earlobe, and then we said and then cough 3 times. That was our code.
You think I can remember all that? All I know
No.
is it's just let
Let
her
me
go.
show you.
Why are
Blink,
you
blink,
making such a
pull.
big deal about it? I don't understand why you're making such a big deal about it.
Listen, I would like us to be on the same page, and it's from now on. I'm just gonna make the call then, because I was trying to give you an opening in case you wanted to discuss
This
it.
is
but
not a dictatorship. You
It's
can't
a
do that.
dictatorship, and I just won, and now it is my dictatorship. And I'm gonna go pick up Candy from her friend's house because we never should have let her go. And from now on, there's no more wink agreements because
Wow. Okay.
Wait. I want to know, is the daughter's name Candy or Mandy? Because you keep changing it.
no, it's been
Which one
Candy.
is
It was Candy the whole
Candy.
time.
Candy.
Oh, I thought
Always
I
Candy.
okay, fine. Candy.
Okay, and also, Siggy, you got to do like 2 more renditions of that wink, full ear. I mean, come on.
And 3 cups. We all got it down now. Everybody memorized that? Yeah, that's our new strategy. Okay, fine. So here's the thing. Wow. This is ratcheted up tension, confrontation, wagging fingers. You're wrong. I'm right. You guys were great. You guys were just so awesome. Really on it. Okay, but it really was stressful. What am I like? Hello? Were you guys stressed? This was like stressful.
Yeah.
This was just going down a spiral like that, going worse and worse and worse. So here's the thing. When you have a situation where, this is a habit that the husband has, I think that he could possibly shift his whole methodology and being. In other words, I think that the promise that he made to talk to you first, the unwritten promise that you discussed, I think is a promise that shouldn't have been made. So part of our job in our relationship is to minimize, listen carefully, minimize our spouse's promises. When you, rather than trying to extract 1,000 promises from your husband, if he says, oh, I promise you I'm going to be on, I'm so sorry, I've been so late so much. I promise you I'm going to be there on time tomorrow. Say, you know what? Don't promise, because then if you break it, I'll feel bad, you'll feel bad, we'll have this tension and resentment and whatever. Just say you're going to really, really try hard to make it. So what you're doing, there's a whole thing that we have from our Masorah, from our 3,000-year-old bulletproof track record of having a awesome relationship, that keeping your word means something. So they're actually, people who make a practice of only saying things they're absolutely going to do. So I'm going to drink some water now. Now I kept my promise. So you're only saying very little tiny promises and then keeping them. And you don't say, oh, I'll call you tomorrow, unless you're going to call someone tomorrow. So the verbiage, the words that come out of your mouth are, I'm going to make an effort to call you tomorrow, or I'll try to call you tomorrow, or, it's not that you can't ever make, you're always kind of mitigating what you're saying so that you can keep your word. you can keep your word. Having your husband keep his promise to you and not breaking promises is crucial to know how to deal with, but it's also crucial to know, are you keeping your promises? Are you the kind of person he can depend on and that is loyal to what you say and what comes out of your mouth? Very crucial thing in terms of our character development, in terms of our ability to master, to have self-mastery, to be able to master ourselves, is to be able to be that kind of person who can be dependable and who can keep our own word. It's hard work. And you might start out being terrible at it when you're a little, maybe you've gotten worse, but we're all on the continuum. We all should be working towards being that person that does what they say they're going to do and keeps their promises. And why? Because it makes us feel better about ourselves. It makes those people around us feel closer to us and more like they can depend on us. And here's the critical thing. If we can depend on ourselves, we also learn how to depend on God. That's the source for when you have a nemanis, what do you call it? Self-trust.
When you're reliable.
When you're reliable, then you have a depth of relationship with God closer because you can rely on him more. So keeping your word is something we all, me too, everybody is working on, some to greater extent, some to make it a whole focus of their year, some make it okay in the background. This is something I'm working on slowly but surely. Don't beat yourself up, but just try to grow. So for this scenario where you have the standing agreement, I don't like the standing agreement. I think many people have these kind of things, and then it's just a recipe for disaster because the guy can't remember in the heat of the moment. He wants to say what he wants to say. And frankly, this part of him that's spontaneous, that, just makes action. Women get so mad at their husband for doing that, but then that, what's Zichfly, Bren, what do you call that when you work on something hard, is why he's successful.
That drive?
Huh?
That drive?
That drive is what makes him successful in business. That's why you've got a beautiful outfit or a nice apartment or whatever it is because he has that drive. But then you're mad at him when he uses it at the place you don't want him to use it. So here's your homework. Here's your assignment now, Siggy. We're going to go back in, and I want you to undo the promise that you have that bound agreement. Make a new one. Maybe something about the fact if you say something and I don't agree with it after, how should I do? What should we do? How can we handle that? Go.
Honey, I know we had the, but I don't think it's working, judging by your face. I don't even think you have any clue what I just did. So I was thinking, when Candy and Jeffrey say something we don't agree with, what's a good solution for the two of us to make sure we agree on the response to give them? Like, should I pull
Hold on. Okay, wait. You didn't get the trophy and the worst wife. You're getting it now. That was beautifully done. Okay, good. Okay, go ahead, Taylor. You're on.
You mean so that we both can maybe talk about it without, saying it in front of them? Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. In case we don't agree on the answer, it won't look good if one of us, is the good cop, the other is the bad cop.
I think I want to think about that. I think it's something we got to talk together and trying to, figure out what will be the best thing. Because the hard thing is when you're all heated and you want to just say your opinion when it seems so obvious. And then you realize with your partner that it's not that obvious, So, what do you think would be a good way besides? Maybe
I can say something like, Candy, we know you want to go over to Samantha's house. Your dad and I are just going to quickly step into the kitchen and chat. Why don't you guys go play for a few minutes and we'll come back and see if we have agreed on an answer for tonight. And if you and I don't agree, then maybe there's a compromise. Tonight she doesn't go, but maybe on, Saturday night she'll go. That works for both of us.
So it's like in a court, like when the lawyers come up to the judge and talk to them privately and figure it out so that the whole room doesn't see.
It's like in a court. Exactly. We're going to approach the bench together. And we're going to be judge and prosecution at the same time, and also defense.
It's great. It's great. That was beautifully done. Wow. So yeah, do you have anything to say, Taylor, about how that switch, how her approach made you feel?
No, I think it's just always, for me, my word is always very, very important, and I think sometimes reminding that like that my word is important. My word to her, my word to whoever I give, is important. But also I still think that like always putting the way that it came back around where it was a collaboration instead of an assignment. you know?
Yeah, that's great. That was really, really well done, Siggy. And for those of you listening, here's the thing that you want to remember from this one is lessen your spouse's promises to you. Don't have so many things he's promised that he's breaking them all the time and can't keep them, and making him promise things that he can't, that are so outside the box of where he's standing. Like if he hears where a person is and you're making them make a promise out here, it's crazy. If you, as a person grows, so it's reduce the amount of promises you let your spouse make to you. Okay, let's go to the next team. Let's go.
Okay, so we have, I don't know if you want to use it, but on Facebook, we have a suggestion came in for a scenario. When my husband says he will take care of something, he thinks he has a free pass to take care of it within 12 months. I exercise patience for as long as I can with hints, which he thinks is nagging. It's so easy for the resentment to build. Then when I just take care of it, he gets mad.
Wow, that's fantastic. Julie, you got your side. Thank you very much for that awesome scenario. We're going with it. Okay, so hold on. Did you hear it, Julie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Okay, so go.
Okay, now both toilets aren't working. So I am just waiting for the okay to call the plumber, because I took the kids out of the house, like you said, so that you could look up YouTube videos about how to fix our toilets. But the bucket method is really just getting old, and I don't want my parents to come over and have to offer them a bucket if they have to use our toilets.
Can you calm down? You're stressing me out. Okay?
Oh my goodness. You did not just tell me to calm down.
Well, I'm working on it. I'm looking at the video. Okay. I got some ideas. I got to go to Lowe's, get some things from the store. That's not close. Okay. It's raining today. If something bad happens, we'll just go outside. If we're in an emergency, I just need you to calm down.
This has been, there's something horribly wrong with your face. I don't know what just happened.
I like it.
But I gotta tell you, we're on month 7 here of this, where you say you're gonna go to Lowe's, that you say you're watching the videos, and you haven't done any of this. So you know what? I'm calling the plumber.
Listen,
Call the plumber right now.
You're overreacting. All right.
I want a working toilet. We have indoor plumbing in this house.
Wow, this is too creepy. Right? Okay, let's go. Wow. That was good. The tears, you're good. You wow, that was like, you got me. It sounded like your voice was cracking. That was hard. Yeah. So does this sound?
I'm catching my kids cold, but.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it really worked for you in this.
Oh, good.
Okay. So let's go over, there's 3 things about working on keeping your promises. The number 1 is, as I said, the first time is reducing your husband's promises. The second thing is no drama. So when your husband breaks a promise, the more drama you pile on, the more ratcheted up it gets, the more angry he gets, the more defensive he gets. And here's the big kicker, guys, the less chance of it actually getting fixed or things actually going well and resolving the problem. So if you can keep in mind, when you're in the heat of the moment of this thing, just remember, keep the drama out. Don't pile it on. Don't make it worse. Don't make, okay. The third thing is this whole thing about keeping your promise is that something we all need to work on forever. It's not something like, okay, I'm working on my promise. Last year I worked on my promise. It's something we're working on forever, and continuum. So in this scenario, there was what's that called when you're so frustrated you can't even speak? Exasperated, frustrated, resentment, anger. All of that this drama was piled right here, and you blobbed it on your husband, right? There was no, let me think for a minute. Before I go approach my husband, what's going to actually work here? What would be a good way to get my husband to actually fix these toilets? Let's see. How about if I say, hey, let's go, I got a babysitter, let's go to Lowe's and get the parts. That might work, but he might say, not right now, I'm exhausted. That won't work. Let me think. Brainstorm with yourself how you're going to solve it that actually might have a chance of working. Don't come to him with drama. Don't come with anger. Don't come with accusations. Come with a strategy of cunning, thought through. Not, wait, Leah, are you telling me that I have to like step on eggshells and like make everything perfect and it's my fault that he isn't doing what he should have done in the first place? No, I'm just saying, think about it on the other shoes, on the other foot. If your husband says, I don't like that you burn dinner every night, or I don't like, maybe he makes dinner every night, whatever. These sexist comments get me in trouble every time. Okay, whatever. I don't like the way you dress it, whatever. And how he was going to approach you, if he came to you and said, I'm not quite sure what to do. I know that you like making the kids lunches at night, but then the whole counters are a mess. And then I try and cook dinner. And if he came to you like that, you'd hear it. But if he said, you always leave a mess on the counter when I'm about to cook dinner, see how I'm switching it around? See, I'm a good girl. Okay. So whatever it is, how would you want to be approached? Go.
Honey, I just thought of something hilarious.
What's that?
It's
hon?
like we have toilet gate going on in our house right now. It's so silly. I think we've gotten so used to just using a bucket to flush our toilets. We've totally forgotten it's possible to have working toilets. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Well, it's easier for me,
Yeah, I know. Well, you're really strong and it's easy for you to lift that heavy bucket.
You're saying on the back, the water doesn't flush and you pour the bucket into the back of the toilet and then it makes, okay, I just learned a new strategy. Okay, fine. Okay, so go ahead. Okay, so fine.
Unless you have a tankless toilet.
Okay.
But I was thinking your boss is coming over for dinner on Friday and I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we should at least get the living room toilet sorted. What do you think?
That's a really good idea.
I don't want to have to give
putting that together. You're right. I got to get this. I keep watching these YouTube videos, but I keep getting confused by this one part.
What's the part? I really want to know the specific part. If you could tell me what it is.
It's called a.
She keeps losing. We need more tape. Okay, hold on. I got some tape for you. Okay, fine. Okay, I think this was good, right? We got it. Thank you very much for the scenario, our listeners. It's great. Send them more in. Let's go to the next one. Okay, next team. You guys did great. Thank you. Okay, come up. Who's the other person who comes? There we go. Siggy. Oh, you're the man this time? And Taylor's the woman. Okay, next scenario. Ready? Your husband gives the kids tons of junk food when you leave him with the kids to watch them. And then he gives them the junk food and says, don't tell mommy. Okay. And you're just like, you've had it. He apologizes and says he won't do it next time. And even when you remind him before you head out the door, he still gives them junk. Go, Taylor, you're on.
Did you actually tell the kids to say that they had cucumber tonight?
They had cucumber shaped candy.
So it was candy.
It looked like cucumber.
Okay, because Myra came up to me and said that Daddy gave us cucumber, and all I know is I didn't buy any cucumber.
It was green, it was long, it was sweet and sour, and it really looked like cucumber. It was like a cucumber shaped sweet and sour situation.
What did I say about us giving them candy at night?
Yeah,
up all night.
You said, I think, not to. However, because it reflected a vegetable, I thought kind of gray area. Smells like
a vegetable. You told them to lie.
I didn't say lie. I said, if you don't want to tell mommy the truth, I'm going to not be in the room. So I didn't say lie.
What do you call that?
I said, if it feels like it was a cucumber, you guys, I trust you. You guys are 6 and 5 years old. You're old enough to know the difference. If you felt it was cucumber-ish as it went down, feel free to say what it felt like it might have been.
So our 5-year-old. So Noah said
He's really
cucumber-ish.
Really smart. Noah is very smart.
Yeah, apparently
She
very
said it.
very adept.
Slithered down, kind of like
knowledge of candy.
Slithered down the way a cucumber kind of like slithers down your throat.
Okay, time out. This is adorable. Okay, I wish we should have a cucumber on prop. This is very cute. Okay, actually a candy, like a Laffy Taffy, green. Yeah, cucumber-ish. Yeah, very cucumber-ish. Okay, so here's the thing. When he keeps making this promise and giving them candy, there has to be a better solution than black and white. He wants it. Look, maybe it's harder for him. Maybe he's not so great with kids. Maybe he resents you going out when he has to take care of the kids, or he feels that who knows what emotions are behind why he keeps breaking his word, breaking his promise about candy. But again, this falls under the category of reducing the promises that you are demanding your husband make to you. Maybe sit down with him, not in the heat of the moment like this, and come up with a solution. Say, what do we do? I know you guys, you want to give the kids candy. I feel like they shouldn't have candy. I never give them candy. So now, maybe there is something to the fact of your husband doing special things with his kids that they always remember, and maybe this is one of them. I don't know. You have to judge. Maybe if he has a lot of little special things he does with them, then this is just more leniency, and also teaching them to lie. Also not so great. I think a promise to say, please don't ever tell the kids, don't tell mommy, because that makes me feel betrayed. That feels me like there's no loyalty. That would be a promise that I think would be okay to ask your husband for, but to ask him to promise never to give the kids at night food or do anything special with them, not sure that's the best plan. And you can say to him, you want to give them candy, I don't want to give them candy. This is when it's not in the heat of the moment. What do you think we can do to solve this? And and say, listen, how about if they brush their teeth and they eat the candy. If they do all whatever, clean the table, do the homework, do the whatever, then they can get one thing. And the two of you agree on what that one thing, whether it's a cucumber-ish candy or whether it's something less junky like a marshmallow. Marshmallows aren't junky, are they? I don't know. I give them up. They are.
Yeah, marshmallows are good.
They're good.
They're good junk. They're good junk.
Good or better junk.
Yeah.
Junk.
Oh, stop, Ilana, look at me like that. They are good junk. Okay.
That's okay.
They look what Sticky, what kind of fruit or vegetable does marshmallows look like? Because I can't come up with anything. I'm sure there's a fruit or vegetable that it looks like.
A lychee fruit.
A lychee, there you go. But here's the thing about a marshmallow.
Okay, is healthy.
This is just a little handy tip. Open the bag and let it sit in the cupboard for 2 weeks. And then they're hard as rocks and they are so much better. Try it. Anyway, okay, the little recipe on the side. Okay, Taylor, you are on. You're going with Siggy, and let's do it in a way that gives her that gets
wait, Leah, I'm sorry, 1 second. Were you being serious? Or was that a joke for humor?
No,
so stale marshmallows are good.
Stale marshmallows.
Every time it gets hard like that, I chuck it. I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, bring them over.
Give them to Leah.
Give them to me. Give them to me. They are so good.
Really?
They end up being chewy, not like crunchy. Like if you let it go too long, then they can be crunchy. But if you let them go just a little bit, like a week, like when you eat a marshmallow, you hardly, did I eat it in that? Where did it go? Oh,
right. I know. Yeah, it just melts. It just melts.
Right. And you have to have the little ones because they taste just as good as the big ones and they're less calories. Okay. But anyway, but if you leave it for 2 weeks, 1 week or 2 weeks, try it and you can figure out what which you like better. But then they're actually chewing delicious. Okay, sorry. Okay, go ahead, Taylor, you're on.
Hey, babe.
Mm-hmm. Hi, sweetie.
You know how much you love your sleep?
I
just love your sleep. And we love when you can get like a whole night of sleep and never have to think anything about it.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't even remember when that hasn't happened.
Well, you know what really helps with that? It's when the kids aren't sugared up at night. And I know how easy it is to just want to give them there because they're so cute. But maybe when you're watching them on a Saturday morning and it's not that big of a deal because then they can have whatever they want because it's a special day, it's treat day or on a holiday, when they don't have school in the morning.
But they have such hard days at school and they're like, Daddy, with that voice. And I just want to shut them up with the candy.
Well, maybe we can have a compromise though. And maybe gives them some fruit.
You know what we can give them? Stale marshmallows.
By the way, someone on Instagram used what you have on Instagram, said kind bars and popcorn are good examples of good junk.
That's fantastic. Kind bars and popcorn. Good idea. Good. Thank you. That's great. Okay, good.
Exactly. And by the way, London Leah Kanowitz from Facebook said, I actually laughed out loud. Everyone has been so great.
Oh, you guys are great. That's awesome. Okay, we got to go to the next one. We're running out of time. You guys were fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get the next team. Okay, ready? Okay. Oh, you're the husband. Wait, your mustache is upside down. Actually, it looks kind of cute. It's crooked and upside down, but we will live with that. It's better than hers that kept falling off. Okay, Casey, you ready? You're the wife.
Yeah.
Your husband told you he loves to cook and he would do half the dinners, but it's since you got married, it's never happened. So you end up resenting every meal you make because the idea when you went into marriage is that you'd be doing dinner half the time. And now he's like, never. He's a couple of times he's done dinner. And before you got married, he said that he loves to cook and he'd make half the dinners. Okay, go.
Me?
Hmm.
We dinner again tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
What's your favorite?
Oh, what is it? Green bean
Roast.
pot roast. Green bean pot roast. It is my favorite. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I was thinking this would be the last dinner I make for about 3 months.
What?
Yeah, I thought, we've been married now for 6 months. So I've cooked for 3 months, plus 3 months. So my math is 3 plus 3. So you get the next 3. And I'll do 3 and then you owe me 3.
Whoa, this is really aggressive. I can't
Well,
believe
I'm
you're
just-
tallying up our sustenance like that. Like you're just gonna stop making food?
I mean, I'll buy the food and I'll help you plan. But you promised me that you were going to make half the meals.
I cook from my heart. When I cook, it's a labor of love. I'm not gonna angry cook. What kind of energy is gonna go into food if I am forced to cook it?
Well, I'm forced to cook it. Someone's got to cook around here.
You know what? I'm just gonna order out.
Fine. I have a Groupon.
Yikes. Okay. That went really south really fast, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's the thing with this kind of a thing. Do me a favor, Julie. Tell me how the emotion you felt when she just dumped that thing on your lap.
Oh, like betrayed, left, I felt like she was out to get me.
Can we all relate to this? Yeah. So here's the thing, the anger, I could tell, Casey, that just the resentment and the anger leads us to let our emotions attack without thinking, what's the outcome? What's he going to feel? Where is he going to end up? And crucial to the point is this going to accomplish what I want to accomplish? I mean, it's just going to drive apart. I'm almost getting a little sad. Like, it's just so sad because we all do that. It's just such a tendency, especially if we're right. And really, in Casey's right, he's wrong and she's right. And so when I need a bat, when you're right, the temptation to just bonk, whack, to take somebody's head off is so great. It's hard to resist, especially when we're absolutely 1000% right. So the way to step back, and first of all, this has to be really thought through, and you have to know your husband. I don't know your husband, I can say how men are in general, maybe, or but I get in trouble when I do that. So whatever. But I can say, but I don't know your husband. You do. I mean, if you're married for 2 months or 6 months or 10 years or 30 years. And it's funny because the people who watch the Ladies Talk Show, we get them across. It's weird. We have like 20,000 at this age range, 20,000, all the rate. It's kind of neat. The statistician told me that's really unusual and cool. Anyway, good on you. That's our audience. That's you. But anyway, the thing is that your husband better than I do. And if you think very, very carefully, rather than I'm right and he's wrong, which might be true, but you think, what is going to accomplish this compromise? What is going to get rid of this resentment? What is going to make me feel better? So your job now, and I'm going right back to you, Casey, is I want you to talk from your heart, like really deep from your heart, of your resentment about cooking, what you want to accomplish, is harmony in the relationship, you may or may not be trying to accomplish getting him to do half the meals. I think that was a promise he made that was maybe dumb. It's women are better. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get in trouble, but women are usually better at multitasking. Okay. So I don't know if it's easier or harder. I don't know. And maybe the takeout solution is good. Maybe 2 nights a week you did take out, 2 nights a week you cook, and the other nights you eat leftovers, whatever. You guys can figure that out. But I want you to do it from your heart, not from a place of I'm right, he's wrong, which is true, but from a place of how are we going to solve this together? Go.
Sweetie.
Hey, I was just out tending the peppers that I was planning on grinding once they've dried.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to grind the peppers? Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's the piquant tree. It's fruiting, and I was going to collect them and then dry them, and it's all part of a process. Yeah.
Amazing. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
You know, I know how much you said you love to cook.
I love to cook.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really excited to taste some of your recipes. Maybe you can put that in one of your recipes.
Yeah, well, it all has to come, I have to.
We're running out of time, ladies, so do this one fast. Get right to the point,
Well,
yeah.
You know,
well, maybe one day I can.
That would be amazing because I'm just so tired and I just don't like cooking the way that you do.
You don't?
No, I really don't enjoy it. I'd rather do a million other things around the house. So if there are a couple nights that you could cook or we could get takeout, that would be so amazing. I'm exhausted and I'd love to just have you contribute a little bit if you can. I'd really appreciate it.
Well, you know what? It is a process. I do like to do it a certain way, but I didn't realize you didn't like cooking. I mean, it gives me so much joy. Of course. Of course.
Oh my
I
gosh,
want the
thank
joy.
you.
I wanted you to have the joy. But if it's not joyful, I will take that joy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's all yours, hon.
I
Thank
really
you.
like this, but do you guys think this is realistic? Do you
Yeah.
think the husband would come, step up to the mat and start cooking?
Yeah, she said it in the nicest way.
She
She was
really
like,
did.
I'm
You were
feeling
awesome, by the way.
tired. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. No, she sounded great.
Yeah, yes.
Totally.
So, and you really would love to cook and whatever? I just
Yeah,
want
I love to.
we're
I mean,
giving
it's
a realistic example.
Yeah, it might take a little bit longer than most, but
Yeah.
if everyone's got patience, because I have to farm my vegetables.
Wow, it's okay. It's fantastic. Okay, let's go. We have time for one quick last scenario. You guys were great. We did that one very quick, but you guys were really from your heart. I could feel it. Okay, quick last one. Okay. Who's the husband?
Oh, I'm husband. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, fine.
I didn't know we were doing another.
Okay, fine. Okay, so Siggy, both you, hold on a second. There's so many good ones left here.
Wait, by the way, a shout out to Rachel Drummond, who is on Instagram.
Yay! She's our other.
We miss you, but I have to
comedy
say,
we miss.
Casey reminds me a lot of Rachel. So it's like almost like
isn't
Rachel.
that funny? Like you're channeling. Okay, let me do a quick one. Your husband keeps promising not to put you down or make you look, but you have to do this one really fast, guys. We're out of time. Your husband keeps promising not to put you down or make you look bad in front of others, but just about every time you're out, he says some comment that hurts you, like saying to another person, "This is the best soup I've ever tasted," which actually insults the soups that you've ever made for him. He says you're too sensitive, but yet he still keeps promising not to say things like that, but he always breaks his promise. Go.
Baby, you always break your promise and you say all these things about me and we're in public and then you lash out and you say that you liked her clothes a lot and you like her soup a lot better than mine. And it just makes me feel really shattered all the time.
Lashing. I'm just kidding. I mean, you said you like me for my sense of humor. You know,
No,
that's
you
my
literally
sense of
said,
humor.
I'm not kidding. I really love your soup more than I love my wife's soup. And it's like, I'm right there and I worked really hard on making that soup with love. I made it with a lot of love. I wasn't angry.
How do you know she didn't make it with love? You don't know if she didn't make it with love.
She
Maybe
made it,
her
I
love
could tell she didn't. She made it with some love, but I made it with more love because my love is for you and for Candy and Myra and Noah and our children. And so I'm putting all of our combined love into that soup. And when you tell,
I
Mrs.
think you just need to calm down a
Steven.
little bit and just accept that I'm just
You're doing it again. I feel like now you're telling me that my feelings aren't accurate. This is gaslighting, and I don't want to cook with love anymore. Now I'm not going to make that soup with love, and I'm going to
So
make.
because I said I liked her soup.
You know
better,
what? You
best
can
in
go
the
to
whole
Mrs.
world,
Stevens' house
My
and you can
love
eat
is
her
not
soup.
authentic now.
It's not authentic at all. And I really think that you can go to her house and have her soup. And if you'd like, I don't want to say you
Okay,
can
okay,
cook her lunch.
it's time out. Wow, ratchet.
I went
Wow.
fast. I went really fast.
I said fast, so they have down the spiral. Okay, fine. So here's the thing. This is a promise that your husband made that is very, very hard for him to keep. So in a sense, it's too big of an ask for him. However, this is too crucial. Your feelings are too important. So for something like this, there has to be a way where you can talk to him from your heart about the pain that you feel. But again, this is not in the heat of the moment. This is taken aside when everything's good. He's well fed, he's well rested, both of you, well fed, well rested, and you can really give an honest, sincere plea from your heart. And what you need to say is that your goal in your life as his wife is to make him as happy as possible, to do what you can. You work at it, you fail at it, you whatever, but that's your job. And his job is the same. His job is to make you happy and to dedicate his whole self, his whole entity to making you happy. He fails. He tries and doesn't make the mark. But that's your jobs. Okay, that's your jobs. We know this 3,000-year-old track record. This Jewish tradition will make harmony in that marriage if both of you are committed to that. Not what am I going to get out of the relationship, but what can I do for him? Not what he's going to get out of the relationship, but what he can do for you. So I want you, and Siggy, and you're going to have to do it in 30 seconds or less. Something like that. I want you to, from your heart, appeal to his desire to make you happy. And that this is crucial. Talk about your pain and talk about how he can change and adjust it without making a promise and without putting him on defensive. Go.
Honey, bunch of oats, love of my life, beautiful man. I really feel like you are so good to me and you make me feel so good. And I just want us to keep uplifting each other. And so when you say these nice things after eating my food or, looking at my outfit, and it really goes a long way. And I notice when you don't, it pains me and it hurts. And I really want us to bring out the best of each other. And I know you want me to keep feeling good about myself, and I want to keep making you feel good about myself. So if it's okay, can we just continue to uplift each other and not compare us to other neighbors and continue to compliment each other and just soar together?
Yes, I can do that. But I also think that you should know that if I compliment someone else, it doesn't mean that yours is less. I love you so much.
I know that you mean that, honey bunch, but the truth is it feels that way. And so I know you don't intend it that way, but I take it that way. And I think that's maybe my own insecurity as well, but perhaps you can understand that because you also have a few of your own insecurities.
Yeah, you're right. You're right with that. I don't like it when you bring up a few other things like that about other guys in the neighborhood.
Exactly. I don't want to talk about the other men in the neighborhood, and you don't want to talk about the women's cooking. And so if we can just continue to support each other on that journey, I would feel really #blessed to have you in my life.
Yay. That was beautiful. Wow, you guys did that in 30 seconds. Wow. Enough said, right? That was great. You guys did great. Remember, the 3 secrets to keeping your promises and to growing is number 1 is no drama, to try and get the drama out. Number 2 is to lessen the promises that you have asked from your spouse. And the third one is to work on this forever. The more you are good at keeping your promises, the more your husband will be good. It's a slow process. We're all a slow process. We're all on a sort of a growth curve, God willing. So this is what to work on for this. You guys were fantastic. And if you have broken promises, if you have people, you can send this to people and share this with people and to teach them this deep thing rather than holding on to all these resentments and anger. Bring everybody up, all the comedians, rather than holding on to this anger and resentment. This is the way on the other side of people's broken promises. Okay, we're the other team, so we can say goodbye to everybody. Unmute yourself or whatever. Who are we missing here? We're missing, KC. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. This is Leah Richeimer for the Ladies Talk Show. Everybody say your name again.
I'm Siggy.
Taylor.
Julie Mann.
Stacey Christensen.
Yay. You guys, you were awesome. I learned a lot from this. It was very, very powerful. You guys were fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. See you next time on the Ladies Talk Show. Here's the thing, ladies. If you don't subscribe, you may miss out and you're going to miss some great content. So you need to either like us or follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, on Torah Anytime, on YouTube, or go right to our website, www.ladiestalkshow.com, and fill in a subscription button. And then you'll get every week an update on exactly what's happening. And if you do that, oh, by the way, if you subscribe on our website, you also get 10 tips to have a great relationship. Don't miss it. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot.